Hey everyone who's waiting, it looks like there's 5 of you. We are live. Maybe just let us know in the chat while I kick off these games if you can see and hear me okay. All right, Presta J says it's looking good. So what I'm doing is I'm just kicking off the 6 games. So we have 2 teams of 6. They are playing 30 plus 30 time controls, and you can see the scoreboard in the upper right. I'm here with my co-host, Paul Gabriel, internet celebrity, hosts his own YouTube channel called Everything Money, and he is one of my chess students and very good friend. Paul, do you want to introduce yourself? Any other tidbits?
How good of a friend am I?
Well, I was going to say BFF, but then I didn't know if you would agree with that and things get awkward.
And then what about Mo? Would he be jealous?
Yeah, well, we're both each other's second best friends, with Mo being number 1, in case you're watching,
Oh,
Mo.
I'm definitely not number one for Mo. Mo, no offense.
We just want to make Mo feel good. All right, so this should be fun, Paul. We got classical time control, your specialty. Should we jump right into the games?
Yes.
All right, so let's start on board 1. We're going to be following all of these games from Team JD's perspective, just to keep it easy. So what do we got here for the opening? Caro-Kann defense. Ooh, we have a course on this, Paul. What do you think of the Caro-Kann?
Somebody was trying to get me to learn it, and I just wanted to stick to my French.
Well, the French traps in the light square bishop on c8, so you should
That's
learn it.
true.
You should listen to your coach, or whoever
Well,
the smart person is trying to advise you on playing the Caro.
well, I think my coach is the one that got me to do the French. I can't keep track of all the changes I need to make.
That's awesome. So we have the 2 knight c3 variation, and this transposed into what's called the exchange French. So this pawn on c7 has been traded for the e pawn, and here we have a very equal position. I've actually played the Caro-Kann against Priom as well in a simul, and I beat him in that game. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's move to board number 2.
I assume Priam isn't really 1200 rated.
No, he's not. That's a very good point, Paul. So that's board 1. Priom is probably he's a Class A player, so somewhere between 1800 and 2000. Those are the top 2 players in the event.
Is Presta J allowed to be in the chat while also playing the game?
No, so that's a good point. I made that rule. He said he ducked out now.
Oh, great. Oh, he said we'll close YouTube in a sec, though. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I did say if you want to keep the stream open and mute it in the background, feel free. And then you can come in when your game finishes. Okay, so this game we have, Presta J is also a very strong player. He's probably 1700. And Wiersbe is a strong player too. This is a Roy Lopez classical variation. Things are looking pretty equal so far. We got pawns on e4 and e5. And the idea in the Roy Lopez is Presta J wants to castle and eventually play for the d4 break.
So why isn't Presta J just going to take the knight on c6 and then capture the pawn on e5?
That's definitely a plan. Right now, this e-pawn is also hanging.
Oh yeah, didn't catch that.
And but it's weird, like you got to know kind of all these tactics when you play these double e-pawn openings. Like there's some positions where you can win the pawn cleanly, other positions where the other side gets some tactic and wins the pawn back, or even gets something stronger in return.
Okay.
But we do see here, I got the eval bar up, so I'm not looking at the individual moves with Stockfish, but it'll be fun to watch the eval bar. Presta J has a pretty significant advantage already, 6 moves in. All right, let's go to board 3.
Well, that just dropped.
Yeah, it's bouncing around a little bit. Bishop d2 is good here.
After you took the pawn, it dropped big time. What should he have done?
I mean, taking the pawn makes the most sense to me, but yeah, maybe e5. E5 might have been stronger. Because if you can get E5 in before the opponent's ready in these double king pawn openings, it can be a really strong resource. Okay, board 3. Oh, another Caro-Kann. It's almost like we created a course on the Caro-Kann, which you can find at chessgoals.com/Caro-Kann. So this one is the advanced variation. White pushed the pawn up to E5. Black played C5, and then white grabbed the pawn. So if you do a pawn count here, white's up a pawn, but we have these two weaknesses on E5 or C5. Who would you pick in this position?
Who would I pick to play?
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't know, but I don't like that. I don't like that C5 pawn being extra, but I like playing black, just in general. So I would say black.
This gives you kind of the French structure too, E6 and D5.
Yeah, with a knight C6 coming.
Yeah, I don't like this A pawn though, because usually in this position it's okay to let them play B4, because the bishop points at B4 and you can always undermine later with A6, B5. I think it's more important to very quickly try to target these center pawns. A5 does not help do that. All right, what do we got here? Oh, this is called the Trompowsky Attack. So this game started D4, knight F6, bishop G5. It's kind of like the London, Paul. It's an offbeat system, but there's different ways you can play for the advantage, and it's really solid.
Solid as a rock.
And there we go. We see a trade on F6. All right, this is going to be a good game because we have this nice imbalance. Bishop pair, but at the cost of doubling the pawns. What is this game? Oh, Scandinavian Defense. Okay. And you know white here. This is Steve from the Rochester Club.
Oh, excellent.
And then black is Matteo. And if we look at this position, it looks like black is going to castle queen side and probably go for an attack over here on the king side. What are your thoughts on this one?
A little pawny storm.
Yeah, maybe like H5, G5 later.
Yeah. Also a fun move for me to do when I'm playing black sometimes. When I get what's that thing I get going?
French exchange variation. You have a nice pawn storm line you go for.
Yeah.
Where you queenside castle, F6, G5, H5. Gets you a nice attack. So whose attack looks faster here? Assuming black goes queenside.
Oh, definitely black.
Yeah, I agree. Like, these pawns are not ready to come at black. Okay, and here we go with board number 6. So we have Arg playing the white pieces, Birdsell playing the black pieces, and this is another Scandinavian Defense. Man, I'm seeing a theme here. We got all these like really solid openings. What is going on? What are your thoughts on this one?
No thoughts. I don't really know what there's to say besides that bishop on D6 is kind of loose.
And white's got the extra space.
Oh, see, I'm looking at knight E4 immediately.
Love knight E4. That looks like a nice move because that's a pretty bad bishop, E3. Oh, look at the engine. I bet you're right, Paul. Knight E4, hit the bishop. And then are you thinking kingside attack long term?
Yeah, then I went like knight G5 in my head, but that's probably built too slow.
I mean, it depends where the bishop goes from D6. So if knight E4 and the bishop goes this way, I mean, yeah, knight G5 right away. F7 double attacked. You can't leave the pawn because you drop it. And if castle kingside, what would you do? So this knight's out here, bishop back to C7.
Oh.
I was thinking
I don't know.
maybe queen H5 in that line.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
But there's still one big imbalance here. So let's say black takes back with the E pawn. All the pawns are symmetric, but what's the main imbalance that white's playing with?
as in to their advantage.
Yeah.
Um, 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 oh, that, yeah,
Bishop pair.
yeah.
He will have to figure out a way to open up the position though.
Queen, oh, what? Queen G4, I thought.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Keep some attacking chances. Keep the pressure on.
Because there, if he castles, it's an immediate bishop H6.
Yes, exactly right. I like that a lot. So
See, now he's going to get, like, I think that was bad for White. I think White had the initiative.
yeah, this feels dry, doesn't it? Like, how does White play for the win now?
So maybe bishop G4 right now. Because if he castles kingside, you win the knight. Um, Castling queenside, just start your pawn attack.
Yeah. Also, knight gets pinned. It's a little uncomfortable. All right, let's swing back around to board 1. This is looking pretty even. Slight edge for White, which is Team JD. This is back to Carol Khan. I like JD's position. I think it's like you said, I'm used to playing the black side of these positions, so I just favor black here. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I would think so.
I mean, this is like straight out of the Carol Khan course. I think Pre-Om 1960, I should give him a course for free just so he can study this, but this is straight out of the course. The plan is knight e7, castle, and then f6, e5, go for a break in the center. And if you look at White's pieces, they're actually a little bit cramped.
Yeah.
This pawn is kind of getting blocked by the knight. That's not ideal. So I like JD's position here.
Oh, he played it.
Yeah, here it comes. Okay, now let's go to this Roy Lopez. Oh, you were right, Paul. We see a drop of a pawn. So Wiersbe, the black pieces, is up a pawn. And the thing I remember about Wiersbe is our first Simo that we had for ChessGoals. He won like 3 pawns against me, Paul. And it was just like move after move. I was making little mistakes, and he would be like, oh, here you go. Pawn weakness, and you can't defend it.
I don't get this. Like, whenever I play you, you never give me any free pawns.
But it was a Simo. I mean, I was a little bit distracted.
Oh, you're right. Simul. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good excuse.
Thanks. But he's a super solid player is the point. Like he sees these tactics and he values the pawns. That's one thing that really stood out to me.
All right, do you take the free pawn on C7 here?
I think you do. I think you got to go for it. If you don't take that pawn, black's going to play d6. Once d6 gets played, bishop gets out. I like black a lot. I think he's going to take it.
You take the knight first? No, because queen takes knight. Forget it.
Yeah, so bishop takes, queen takes, knight. Oh, there is rook c1 there, though. He might be looking at that, because if you can get the rook down to the 7th, that might be good.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I feel like bishop takes c7, though, is just the cleanest. Let's just grab this pawn. There's no weaknesses for white. So I played Prestige twice in both simuls. The first simul we played to a draw. The second simul he beat me. So that gives you an idea of the level of these guys. I mean, I've not even really had a chance to beat Prestige.
How much time are you spending on each move in the simuls?
The first simul was 10 players. So in the beginning, I mean, 5 seconds, between 1 and 5 seconds a move. But I do have a clock, so I can pick, right? If it's
you didn't take the pawn!
Oh no, that's a mistake. Look at this bishop.
He was too worried about that. He had it properly guarded.
Yeah, I wonder if he was focused on... No, why didn't he take the pawn? I was going to say focused on the bishop pair, but...
Yeah, he couldn't have seen that. He probably just missed it.
Yeah, that was a big miss, because I think I'd rather play black now. I mean, even d5 could be a move here. Take that space. Okay, so board 1, JD slight advantage. board 2, we have Wiersbe's slight advantage, and he's on Team Birdsell. So pretty even up across the top 2 boards. Oh, board 3. Cynical increasing his advantage, it looks like. Still up a pawn. Oh no, he's not up a pawn.
He's up more.
So he's up 1.26, but material is even now. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Can you see these last moves by Black? Look at the moves 6 through 9.
All queen moves.
Yeah, the queen.
That's something that we usually see with higher rated players.
No, circles all the way around, comes back to d8, and meanwhile White's getting all the pieces developed. I definitely like White here. Look at these bishops. And c8 bishop is kind of bad. So Cynical from Team Birdsell has the advantage on board 3. This one is like dead even according to the engine. This is the Trompowsky. So this was the trade on f6. G takes f. Black is building a big center, and White's just playing solid now. Trying to hold everything. Yeah, who'd you rather be in this position?
Black.
I kind of agree. I like the bishop pair, and maybe you can use the G file.
And the white just seems so cramped. And if I'm Black and I get G4 in, E4.
Yeah, and then maybe the f pawn comes next.
Something.
But even keeping this tension here for Black looks good because White really doesn't want to take and correct the pawns. So you could hold that tension for a while.
We have a lot of tension between us sometimes when we're.
But you know what I do? You know how I break the tension? Crack a good joke.
Well, I didn't mean that kind of thing. Okay.
Oh. Noted. All right, here we go with board number 5. So we had Birdsell kind of had his advantage on board 3. Board 4 was equal, and boards 1 and 2 were kind of split between the two. Board 5, we see Matt Chess Play has the edge, 1.6. Yeah, this does not look good for White. Look at these squares.
Okay, so White's threatening E5 here.
Black's threatening E4.
Oh, is it Black's move?
Yeah, Black's move.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, you were saying... Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Knight takes E5 as a threat. It's actually kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying. Because even if you move the pawn, it's still a threat.
Would you play F6? Nah, that's ugly.
You know what? I would play F6 and then queenside castle and get that pawn, get that rook, run to the D file, aim at that queen. I actually thought about queenside castle right now. And then, is there a way to do like some sort of sack?
Oh, maybe queen takes G2?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I thought about, that's a good idea. I thought about knight takes D3.
Oh, and then maybe the bishop is overworked.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the look of queenside castle. If it works tactically, I bet that's the top move. You know what I'm afraid of, though? Bishop takes G4 with check. Like, let's say knight takes here and we take G2. This is with check.
Oh. Yeah, but he still has stuff to figure out. He still has to figure out that a pawn on D3. Oh, he did it. Oh, that wasn't the right move.
There's a mistake. I think it is knight takes... I think it's knight takes E5 now.
It's creeping back. It's creeping back. It's creeping back.
Slowly. Let me just take a sip of my iced tea.
When are we going to New York City to play in the park and hustle some hustlers?
Anytime. It's a ton of fun. If they're still out there playing, that'd be really fun.
We should get Damon to come with us.
Oh, that'd be awesome. We should do, yeah, chess road trip or chess private jet trip, whichever you want.
I can't believe ChessGoals is going to pay for a private jet for us.
Yeah, the only issue we're having is we're trying to find a private jet that has marble boards anchored in between the seats, but there aren't many of those.
Can't find those?
We'll have to buy our own plane.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Okay, so black has the advantage here. Let's go to the last board. Oh. Argisan has a 1.5 edge.
Double those rooks.
You want them doubled on c-file?
Yeah. Cha. Oh, yeah, actually, I was just about to say, why not bishop g5, but f6 looks pretty decent. Oh, f6, bishop takes knight. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think this wins a pawn. How does black save it? Man, I think Argisan is going up a pawn.
Well, it goes, then pawn takes bishop. So bishop takes, then pawn takes bishop.
You're right.
It's ugly, but it saves the pawn.
Oh, and then we're looking at opposite colored bishops. This is all of a sudden getting very drawish. Very good move, Paul. Yeah, so f takes bishop. This guy retreats, and then black can contest on either open file. And these pawns aren't that terrible. Like, they're ugly, but how does white get at them?
U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi.
Oh, JD. ChessGoals Carol Khan repertoire. Man, I'm surprised Priom put the pawns on h3 and g4 because black has not committed the king to the king side. This looks really risky. I mean, h5? Okay.
I thought about the queen move. I thought about queen, getting the queen up there, but because he wants a queenside castle, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know, though, if the queen belongs behind this bishop or if it was better to take a little bit of time and put the queen in front. Because you put the queen in front, you can create some stronger threats.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have an update in the Discord. This happened at 12:01, so really 1 minute into the match. Chess Priom had a soda disaster, arg. So who knows if he's who knows if he spilled on the keyboard or what happened there, but
I'm gonna pour some out for our lost brother on the lost soda.
Yeah. Priom, sorry about that. I don't know if that's any excuse for this opening though, Priom, but I like the attempt at a good excuse. Everyone else is just saying good luck. What a friendly group. Actually, fun fact about Priom. I think he's the best trash talker of all 12 players. Like, he really holds it back for our Discord because, as I've been told, our Discord tends to attract a certain type of nice, quiet player, non-aggressive. Have you noticed that?
I'm like the fearless leader of ChessGoals.
I'm the nicest one. Just kidding.
Your attempt at humor is adorable, I will tell you that.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Guys, Matt's average score on his jokes is like a 1.7, but in his head it's like a 9.8.
Right. So when I send Paul jokes, he likes to rate them. No, this is not a here we go.
Here we go.
So looking at board number 2.
That pawn. So why do you allow that pawn now? Oh. Rook takes pawn, queen, b6, maybe?
Oh, I think you're
right. No, you lose the knight, because you lose the knight.
I don't know. Yeah, why not rook takes pawn?
Okay.
It was best move.
Good boy.
Well, that makes me think that back here, maybe Wiersbe should have done something different. Because he was up the pawn here, and we kind of liked black's position. A couple moves ahead, and now all of a sudden Prestigier got the pawn back, and he still has the bishop here. I like white now.
Okay, now he's going to take the knight.
Do you think he could get away with rook c5? No, knight's there. So take. Okay, I changed my mind. This is dead even.
Did you change your mind, or did something tell you it was dead even?
This did. This queenside castle notation right here told me to say it's even.
Exactly. Like this game right here, it feels like, I don't know, 0.5, 0.3 maybe.
Yeah.
Fluctuating between there.
I like how you're toning it down to 1 sig fig.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
This is a 0.258. Stockfish would probably round it. Interesting thing about Stockfish evals, the most recent versions of Stockfish now actually evaluate positions based on win probability. And then they translate it back to evals because that's what people are used to. But when you think about it, if you're a brand new chess player or a brand new fan, it's way more intuitive to say, like, we expect white to score 53% than to say 0.12 eval.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Matt, can I go to the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you going to pause do you tell the players to pause their games?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to take my key card or else it's locked out.
Okay, so while Paul's gone, let's talk a little bit about some of the reasons that... Okay, he's gone. So I kind of like white in this position still because there are these weaknesses on the dark squares. I see a few people in the chat. So with the weaknesses on the dark squares, Muratovsky has to keep thinking about these threats. And rook e1 is probably coming. Even though black is up 2 pawns, this pawn is weak. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of compensation for cynical. So if you just started watching the stream, we'll kind of I'll do a quick run through of the games. We have JD Cannon with the black pieces here, using the Caro-Kann repertoire. I think JD Cannon has a pretty nice position, nice kingside attack. Board number 2, we have pretty much a dead even position. Board 3, this is unbalanced. I think we got to call it close to even, but I do like white. So I like Cynical's position. He's on Team Birdsell. Board 4, again, pretty close to even. Moving to board 5. Oh, Matt played chess, just unlocked a fork. F3 and D3. Okay, this is going to be hard for white to deal with. So I think we got Team Birdsell with an advantage here.
Oy vey, what happened?
Oh, I'll go back to that one. And then this one we have advantage for Argason, who is on Team JD. So really a close matchup so far. So this is the game with the most action, Paul. When we left it, C4 was just played. Matt did play queenside castle, kingside castle. And now this was a mistake, huh? F6 was a mistake. And Steve played the most natural looking move, A3. But there was this really nice tactic coming. Knight takes D3.
Oh my god, it's like the mother of all forks.
Yeah. Bishop takes an E4. So this happened in the game.
Yeah, this is bad.
So what should white have done here? H3 maybe. I mean, if you know that's coming, you gotta get rid of that bishop, I think. Knight E1 looks way too passive.
Well, even on H3, why wouldn't you do knight takes D2, D3?
Take here right away.
Yeah. Oh, because you take the bishop, that's why. But then you take f2 maybe?
There's no real strong discoveries for black. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, you get 3 pawns for the piece and a wide open king.
2 pawns for the piece, I think.
No, because then you can take f2.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're attacking on g4 then.
But I think, white should probably be happy after those exchanges. You might be right 3 pawns for the piece, but white gets out of all this mess, and a piece is still a piece. Like, it'll take a while for the 3 pawns to mean anything.
Okay. What was that next game? Because I wanted to make an observation here. Nope, next one with the king up. Oh, see, I don't think he should have played that. Go back for it if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Go
right.
next one. Next move. Here, I would have done bishop e2.
The c2, okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, rook c1 next.
Yeah, I mean, he could do rook to e8, but I'd still do a check. Maybe it's not the best move.
Oh, you know what I would have played? Okay, I want the rook and bishop both to keep on this pawn.
Yeah.
But the problem is this bishop. So if you could get a4 and rook c1 check-in, you'd win that pawn.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But this guy causes a problem, so maybe there's really nothing better than retreating.
Oh, I just saw that. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I forgot that bishop was guarding there first. I was just really looking for a way to check, but it's defended.
Would you say that they should check themselves?
Before they wreck themselves?
Yes.
1,000%. You know, when I told my sister 1,000% in a text message, she said, if a statistician tells you a percentage over 100%, you know it's happening.
Or, there's not really a statistician.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a hack job.
Yeah. So we have a slight edge here for white. I like that this pawn is pinned. And the rook's coming in.
Slight edge.
This is going to happen, g3. So this bishop can't stay on this diagonal forever. That's the problem for black. Once both of these rooks get to the c file, white's got a good position. All right, let's circle back to the soda incident game, board 1. Preom's down to 11 minutes, so it's possible that the keys are getting sticky.
JD, boy, he's moving fast. 28.5 minutes still through 13 moves.
He's still in his opening prep.
This is a very close game.
I'm not sure what the best plan is for black, though.
Why hasn't everybody hit the like button, by the way?
Hey, good question. How many viewers are there, can you tell?
6.
6 viewers and how many? And 0 likes?
1 like. Guess who gave you the like?
Thank you.
Gotta do everything right.
Paul, like we mentioned, Paul is a YouTube celebrity. Do you want to talk about your YouTube channel quick?
No, that's okay. Everything money. Everything money.
It's flipped, but just picture the letters backwards. Everything money. It's a value investing channel. Talks about all things investing. So you guys should check it out.
I'll tell you, we have 33,296 subscribers, kids.
Whoa, very nice.
We just had a reaction video come out 35 minutes ago.
You gonna react to any chess videos?
Probably not.
Not even like Hikaru?
No, probably not.
I was actually thinking of reacting to one of my own videos. What do you think about that? No,
that's 100% something you would do.
I'm half serious. Like, take one where I streamed a game and talk through the game with the stream going.
That's 100% something I could see you doing.
Yeah, and then analyze that analysis. This is still even. Unless this rook gets trapped. Is there a danger of that rook getting trapped? Rook here. Queen has to move. Queen b4 is almost... Be careful, Prestige.
Oh, you're right.
I might move that back right now.
Won't you back that thing up?
I mean, I suppose even after rook here, you could go rook c7, but I feel like you're playing with fire if you leave that rook there too long.
Yeah, you're probably right.
May get trapped. Board 3. Oh man, this king is completely stuck on e8.
Sad.
No bueno. Okay, knight c7. Hits the bishop. Oh, I want to see c6. Knight takes bishop, though. What does white do here? Or would you back it up? Because I really want c6, but I don't want knight takes bishop to be played.
All right, how about... Oh, you can't do that. Forget it. Oh, boy. Black is really in a bind here.
Yeah, this did not go so well.
Black is up 2, and the position is +3 for white.
So 5 points of compensation.
Yeah. Knight e5 is a pretty bad mamma jam of a threat.
I agree. This king's still not going where. Maybe f6 has to be played at some point, just to make room for the king to get out to f7. Yeah, this is not fun for black at all. All right, so Cynical has the advantage. That's Team Birdsell. And in the other game that was looking decisive mat chess play, that was Team JD with the lead. So still pretty even match. Sideshow Bob. Man, I feel like nothing's happened in this game at all. Every time we look, it seems similar. White went for the bishop trade. Yeah, both sides are just slowly developing. Would you go queenside here if you were black?
Maybe.
He's keeping the tension, which I like. Like we mentioned, e4 could be a threat. And actually that bishop is kind of low on squares. So it'll probably depend which way the white king goes.
What about bishop takes d7, queen takes, knight c5, bishop takes, queen takes f6.
Oh, I like that. That's a nice threat. So this bishop... Yeah, so that you wouldn't take back with the pawn. You insert queen takes f6, hitting the rook.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So you win a pawn there because they have to save their rook.
This is a tougher decision than I thought for black, where to put the king and what to do here. Yeah, I wanted to just queenside castle, but now that you say that, I think knight c5 coming is a pretty annoying post for the knight. Like, I don't want to play b6 to kick it out, opening up the king. Okay, let's move to board 5. So what should white do being down 2 points? What would your advice be?
Get active.
Yes. How should he do that?
Well, first off, it's white's move right now.
Yeah.
Knight takes c6 looks pretty annoying.
I agree. Oh, could you even play bishop takes c7?
Oh, I said c6. I meant c7. So bishop takes. Yeah, but then king. What about king c8?
Then I wanted rook here pinning the bishop. Pinning the c4 bishop.
Why do I care about that?
I feel like if you have a choice, I would rather take with the bishop. But it's riskier because it's defended by a piece that's already attacked.
Yeah, that's the problem. And then bishop takes knight, even with the rook on c1, discovered check. Okay, move.
Yeah,
Right?
good point. Good point. Okay, so I think you're right. Knight takes, but then I think black has bishop d6 there. Trade off and be up a pawn.
Yeah, you're right.
But really, this seems better for white than it was a few moves ago. Well, that was weird. I lost your video for a second. You turned into just like a green rectangle, and then you went back to being you.
But aren't I just a green rectangle, really?
I mean, your whole screen was the color of money for a second there. I can tell you that.
Everything money, baby.
Everything money.
You think white's looking better here?
No, I'd rather be black.
Oh, I thought you said, okay.
Just because this extra pawn, even if c7 drops. But I think
Yeah.
my point was that I think white's doing better than they were a few moves ago. You know, when this fork first happened, I was like, oh, this game is maybe close to over. But I think white's done a good job getting some material back, and right now it's only 2 pawns. And you win 1 back, and you're right back in the game.
But white's still even, yeah.
So maybe after knight takes here, I was wrong. Maybe bishop d6 is not the best. Like maybe black can keep the bishop pair and try to start rolling these pawns and get the bishop active somewhere. That's probably better. Because these bishops are going to be monsters with this wide open position. And a3...
So like you said, g5, then what? If bishop goes back to g3, rook takes bishop. Oh no, we're gonna take the pawn. We're gonna take that knight cleanly. Oh, that's bad.
Okay, this might be the critical test then. Maybe that's what he's looking at.
That knight's trapped. So where does it go after this?
That's a good point. So when the knight takes here, this bishop, you called it. The knight's trapped. This is bad for white. This is really bad. This knight's going to be trapped. I missed that at first.
So then where, but does the king just move to c8? No.
I still think I would try g5.
Because their knight a6 check. Oh, then king a7?
Which way did you want the... Oh, after g5, you mean?
Yeah.
So knight a6 check, king a7. Yeah, the knight doesn't have time to get out, does it? Maybe
then knight c5.
Could take.
Attack with rook. Oh, but then bishop is guarding that.
I think, though, with 17 minutes on the clock, I would really look at g5 first. See if I can make that work. Because, like you said, after bishop here, there is rook takes. So, like, worst case scenario, you're getting 2 pieces for the rook, which is going to be good. And if g5 double check, king a7, both pieces are still attacked. And this knight still doesn't have any great squares. Oh, that's a simple way to do it.
That's what you said.
That's what I said before I realized the knight was trapped. But yeah, now it makes sense. The stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Thanks for the note, YouTube. All right, let's look at this Arkasan game. Wow, this has really opened up since last time we looked at it. Because remember we were looking here with these pawns locked up in the center? And we thought white had the edge because they could double on the c-file. Black actually lost the d5 pawn. And for some reason was not able to win this back. I think rook takes d4 has to be the move here. Why didn't he do rook takes d4, Paul?
Rook c1. No, that's not going to do anything. Okay, where is he now?
So he did rook f8, bishop g2.
Oh. See, I think immediate check. Maybe not.
Oh, bishop g4 check?
Yeah, and then get the rook on c1.
I agree with you. Because even though this rook pins the f pawn, so bishop takes g3 could be on the agenda later. I mean, the rook guards g3. So yeah, I agree. Why not do the check?
The other thing is, yeah, because you still have an out square. Even if they push h5, you do bishop e6. If rook takes, it's rook takes c7 check.
Because these will be doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. So bishop g5 check was probably the strongest move. Man, this still looks good. Oh boy. What's the threat, Paul? What did black miss?
Yeah, right there.
So rook takes a6, rook a8 is a checkmate threat. And this king cannot move up because king a7 drops the bishop, king b7 walks into a discovery.
And don't forget g6 is being attacked.
And g6 is being attacked. Wow, very nice attack by white.
So does now bishop takes g3 work?
Bishop takes g3. I think I would still do rook takes a6. Threaten the mate. Because this rook cuts off the c-file. Can we afford to give this pawn up?
I think so.
Yeah, this is looking good. Should we stay on this game, see what happens? I mean, they're playing pretty quick.
Yeah, let's stick around.
Birdcell's going with the stay at 30-minute strategy, I see.
Golden style.
Yeah. Shout out to Golden.
What's he been up to?
I have not heard from him, but hopefully I'll get to see him when OTB Chess starts back up here. I feel like he's always really busy. He's always got a million things going on.
So this is mate right here.
Yeah. Yeah, white's got mate on the agenda. Rook takes f2 doesn't help. King g1.
So what about rook a7? Then it's rook b6 check.
Yep, you're right. King's still trapped. I think it's game over. I'm surprised the eval is only 5.
Well, then we're missing something.
It's got to be this. I think it's rook takes and rook takes bishop. So it's completely over, but it's not like finding a checkmate.
I gotcha. Yeah, my tennis coach yesterday asked me, he goes, if I played you in chess right now, how fast would you win? I go, not very fast, but you would be dead. You'd be like basically in a losing position within probably 10 or 12 moves. But I wouldn't mate him in 10 moves. I'd be like, no, but you would be basically game over in 10 moves.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you can't really make a tennis analogy to that, right? Because it's like...
Yeah, tennis is like you're either completely dominated or the match is, a battle.
Yeah, so it's like each point is like a whole game because you're starting fresh each time.
And like in chess, like we just saw right there, in the one game, the player's up 2 points, but the eval is 3 to his benefit, so it's a 5-point swing.
Was it this game? Yeah. Right, black was up 2, But White had so much play. It was a 5-point swing to be a +3 eval.
Now things are back, though.
Yeah, I was like just looking at the new eval.
Oh, look what they did. They did the F6 move and get the king out.
Yeah, so White simplified here. Okay, very nice job by Trompowsky to give White a chance to mess up. And then finding this F6 idea. Traded off all the attackers. King F7. Yeah, Black's right back in the game.
Black's back, baby.
I like it. All right, so the only game that looks like it might be over at this point is board 6. This looks like White is completely winning. Let's go back to board 5. Oh, Black is up a bishop now.
GG.
So we saw bishop d6 last, bishop takes, rook takes, and the knight is trapped. Very nice technique by Matteo. Yeah, 6-point advantage. And you know what's funny? Matteo was complaining pre-match, or maybe not complaining. He said 100 points deficit, right? Because if you look at the average rating between the teams, Team JD was like 100 points lower than Team Birdsell because we had 2 last minute.
On average or total?
Average. Yeah.
That's a lot, Matt.
But the ratings are approximate. Like, we don't really know the true ratings of everyone at 30 plus 30. And if you look at the scoreboard so far, I mean, we have Argason here on Team JD playing for the win, and we have Matt Chess Play playing for the win on board 5. And we have JD with the advantage. We have Trompowsky, who played that F6 idea, was slightly up. So the only ones we're wondering about are Presta J. Oh boy, something big happened here. So this could be the first win for Team Birdsell. What happened? Did that rook get trapped? No. Rook C7.
Oh, just drop. Oh, no.
Oh, what's the idea?
Okay, let's see here. Knight E2 check, King F2, Rook maybe C2. All right, so Knight F2, E2 check, King H1. Oh, the knight G, knight takes, no, knight G, if king back to G1.
But then we do have queen takes F1.
Well, not, oh yeah, that's right. So that's what it is.
I think you're right. So knight E2, king F2 is probably the top reply to make Black prove it. And then there is rook C2, like you said. And really this check doesn't matter much because you go king H7. That's a really big attack for Black.
Yeah, let's
Kind
see if you see.
coming out of nowhere. So F4 opens up this attack. I think he was actually afraid of knight E2 check. This idea. And that's why he played F4 to run the king, but yeah, let's see if Wiersbe sees it. I mean, I just talked about how solid of a player he is, finding all these tactics. Let's see if he can find it.
Wiersbe, more like didn't see ya.
Oh, the chat is going crazy with LOLs. Nice job, Paul. I can't even, it's scrolling so fast. Guys, stop laughing.
I wouldn't expect you people to understand these jokes.
There are dozens of people laughing right now. That's crazy.
In order to have that, we have to have dozens of people anyways.
All right, so now let's look at this game. We haven't been here in a while. RCT fan against Sideshow Bob. We have some fun facts about Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, what are they?
Okay, here they are. So Bob said he lived in Bath in the UK and used to play league chess about 20 years ago, and just recently started playing online due to the pandemic, just looking for something to do, and he's very rusty. He said he's a Bath rugby fan and they lost yesterday, so he's hoping to make up for it today. He's older than most improvers here, he would think, at age 53, and he finds fast time controls to be a challenge at the moment. You may see time trouble ahead. Okay, so he just gave us some insight here. His opponent hasn't seen those facts, but he does not like time pressure, and we look at the clock. He's running lower than his opponent. He's actually one of the lowest clocks out of everyone, down to 7 minutes. I mean, I'm looking at this, Paul. This imbalance just jumps out at me. Look at the knight versus bishop.
Yeah, because that bishop is really bad.
So, yeah, black went for this e4 idea that we discussed earlier, but I think it was too soon. Because he locked in the bishop and white was able to create the perfect imbalance. Knight against bishop with that bishop being bad in the end. And look at the outpost. I've heard a knight like this referred to as an octopus.
Why is that?
Actually, I've also heard unicorn. Octopus because it controls 8 squares.
Oh.
Unicorn is a knight on an outpost that's like so magical you can't picture anything like. I mean, look at this knight. Nothing can touch it. So instead of being just a knight, it's sparkly, it's got the horn on its head, it's a unicorn. It's that strong of a piece. Okay, I really like white here. It's going to be a positional grind, though. This game will take a while. Oh, we got to look at this one, Paul. 2 minutes for Preom.
Oh, boy. And he's down material.
He's trying to use the H file, though. How much is he? What's he down?
In material, 0, but in eval, I meant, sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so we haven't looked at this one in a while. I think it was back here that we saw it. Bishop d3, takes, and then JD went for the kingside attack. So I like this idea by white playing king g2.
You got the rooks in the game?
Yeah, but the problem's going to be, you look at the black king. It can hide on b8 very safely. I think JD's going to go for e5. Queen takes g4 check ideas and just blow open the position over here.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even think about that. You're right. E5. I was like, wait, what about knight? Oh, no, you can't do that yet because of the fork.
Yeah. Okay, so if we start here, though, knight b6 kicks our queen. So he did bishop c7 in the game. Knight c5, and then lined up the queen rook battery. Interesting, though, this knight guards the only... Well, the knight and pawn guard the only threats.
Look at that sexy... what about e5?
So rook h7, e5 was played.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, nice move. Okay, so rook h7 was a mistake. And e5 was the solution. So what's the main threat here for black?
I'm going to push the pawn for a fork. And if the pawn takes, they lose a knight. Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't.
Well, maybe knight takes is good because knight
Actually,
takes.
that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah, that's got to be the critical line. Knight takes knight.
Knight takes knight, pawn takes, queen takes. And you're threatening some nasty stuff.
Ooh, we have a result. Trompowsky won against Cynical. I see it over here on the right.
Oh.
By resignation. What happened? Okay, so we were at this position. We kind of liked how black had just played f6, got their king out.
What? Black?
Black won, yeah.
Black one?
So let's see what happened.
Wow.
Rook d1. Oh, you see the tactic? Rook d1 was just played by white. Very nice spot.
H4. A4.
Yeah, bishop a4. And then there's this passed pawn in the end. There's rook takes here. Man,
That was quite a turnaround.
Really quick turnaround. Oh, queen d5. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about queen d5. Actually, it's kind of crazy. There's not a lot of good scores for that queen either. Okay, so that's the game. Trompowsky with the win. So we have Team JD picking up the first point on the scoreboard. We'll see if those guys come into the stream.
9 are watching now, so I think they did come in. What?
Actually, my favorite jokes are low viewership jokes.
That wasn't what I meant to say.
But I do like them.
Hey, I want everybody to understand. Matt's been with me. Matt, I've been friends for 5 years and 2 weeks. He saw the whole start of Everything Money when we had literally no subscribers, and now we have 33,000. So I always motivate him, saying, "You just got to stick with it, and the viewers will grow."
Yeah, and we also, Paul, we should mention that we razz each other all the time. Usually me razzing you.
What was that?
Usually myself razzing you, but it goes both ways.
Guys, I want you to understand, like, when it comes to, how do I put this? I won't say. Let's just put it this way. I give Matt his ego boost whenever he wants. Oh, another one.
So this was another win by Team JD. So recall, Team JD was the team that was down 100 points, average. But I can give you some insight. Team JD, so each team had their own private channel in Discord. Team JD was pulling reports on players. They were analyzing their openings. They were saying, this opponent has this percent win chance, or wins this percent of the time with this opening, this percent with this opening. I think you should go this route. Like, they were going in depth. And part of me thought this will actually be fine because it'll be a way to balance the match. Like, they were so prepared. I mean, I saw a Rocky meme posted in one of the Discord channels. Like, they were ready to go.
Would you consider this Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul kind of match?
I would, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Like, there might be a little match fixing on the line. You know, who knows, right? It's more about the money than the fame.
Forget the fame and the glamour.
So it looks like when we looked at this, White was getting the checkmate. And we kind of figured that Black had to go for the exchange, which he did. But that rook is just going to be way too strong now. It can pick up pawns pretty easily.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I think he screwed up there, losing the bishop.
Arga, very nice game. I like that a lot. You played well. So let's go back to this game. Priyom's under 1 minute on the clock. What did he just play last? Rook A to H1. Man, 19 minutes for JD, that's going to be really tough for White.
Knight G6, maybe? No.
I mean, G7's guarded by the queen. It allows queen trade, though.
Oh, yeah.
D4.
Yeah, D4 looks really good.
Oh, look at the eval, -4. Maybe Stockfish hurt us. D4. Knight takes A6. No, that can't be worth anything. Yeah, D4 is the move. It's got to be.
Ooh.
Double attack. Arga said preparing against the Scandi helped. I told you, Paul. Team JD, Arga, I outed you guys. Team JD has been prepping. You guys were ready for this match. And Arga's opponent, Birdcell, was a last-minute swap. So we had two players from Team Birdcell that weren't able to play within like the last 48 hours. Both of their subs were higher rated than the original players. Because I wanted to keep the teams intact.
There you go. There's the move.
D4, there it is. We see it's still -4. Okay, I think JD is going to convert this one. Let's continue to go around and check the other games.
Knight takes A6, pawn takes, queen takes A6, check. Oh, we're moving on now.
You're on this one? Pawn takes, queen takes A6, check.
I think king to B8, to be honest with you. I think that's the safest spot.
There's no checks after that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the safest spot, I think.
I mean, that looks good to me. And there's going to be a pawn sitting on e3. If white takes back, queen g3 check, the rook's coming in. I think you're right. Give white the 2 pawns. That's fine. For the knight.
Oh, he's down in time. It's over.
All right, let's stay on this game then.
Oh. Not bad.
Mateo's saying taking these risks will give him a heart attack someday in his game. That's Matt chess play.
Okay.
He's making it tricky.
What about queen d6 here?
Queen d6.
Or what about f? Oh,
yeah,
doesn't work. No, it doesn't work.
I think f5. Why not?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, f5, rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, knight, pawn takes back. And I think that, oh, then he takes the bishop. There you go.
And we're up a rook.
Yeah, and then you go rook d2 check, and you're winning a few pawns.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the pawn attacking the bishop.
So rook h5 I think is a good attempt. Give black a chance to mess up, but with 17 minutes still on the clock, I think JD's going to play f5. Because any other move besides f5, I think white frees the bishop. Rook guards the knight for white. Yeah, I think f5 has to be played.
Oh, he found it.
We have
That's good.
all the players are in the chat now that have finished their game. Good games, guys. So JD found f5. If JD wins this game, it's a 3-0 advantage for Team JD.
All you need is a draw then, and you win.
Correct. That's match strategery. Let's look at this game. Mate in 7.
Oh.
For Team JD. Who made the teams?
Oh, I've seen this mating net before too. Bishop check, bishop c4 check. Oh, this is bad.
This is really bad.
Yeah, this is over. Oh, it's a mate in 5. Yeah, that's just it. Only move is black. Rook takes, maybe? Yeah.
Still threatening the mate.
Yep. He goes king g1. Yeah, it's over.
So rook takes, king g1, you can check again. Well, that's mate already. Yeah, you're right.
It's over.
Okay, Team JD's going to be up 3-0. We'll wait to see the result change on that one. Sideshow Bob, who's talking about the time pressure, is under 2 minutes now.
Oh, they traded the queens off.
Yeah, so this is the one where we had the really nice knight against bishop imbalance.
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be a very slow game, but
I think king e2.
so yeah, what's the long-term plan here?
King e2, then f4 for white. They take opposite, take with g pawn, correct your pawn, start rolling.
It does.
Get your rook. Go ahead.
It does open up the bishop, though.
That's true.
But you got to do something, right? I mean, okay, so there's no bishop d3 or bishop c2.
I'm saying, I mean, it's tough. Get the rook on h1. So king e2, get the rook on f4, get the rook on h1, etc.
Yes, I agree with you. I think this strategy is good. Because even if once the king is on e2, if black has not doubled these rooks yet, I think you could just go f4, takes, and push this pawn up, f4, f5.
Yeah.
That bishop is almost trapped, and if white ever plays pawn to f5, creates this situation, that's essentially resigning. I mean, that bishop is completely stuck, and white's going to get in on the dark squares with their king. So I think this is already probably a win. If we like to talk about Stockfish best play, I think it's already a win.
What about Rook D? What about King D2 then instead of E2? Get him off the.
Yep, I like that even better. You're right. We have Rook E1 if we need it. Guard this guy. So RCT fan, also Team JD, Paul. We are seeing a potential 5-0 right now. Let's look at Press to J. Press to J is the only game where Team Birdsell has the advantage. What's happened in this one? Oh, that's right. F4 was a mistake, but it looks like maybe knight E2 check was missed.
Yeah.
I think that was strongest. So queen E2, bishop back.
That was pretty good. Oh.
Yeah, maybe he's getting nervous. I think knight takes G3 and take here. Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I guess the free pawn.
Yeah, maybe he figured this is a bad bishop anyways.
Oh boy, that was a bad move. Let's figure out why.
Oh. Okay, what do you think? I think I see something.
Bishop H3.
Yeah. Look at that.
Rook. Oh yeah, it's bad.
Like, look at this line. Rook G1. Bishop
Rook.
takes.
What about knight E2 there?
Well, I think we have a forced mate sequence with all checks. So bishop H3, rook G1, trying to keep the back rank guarded. But then let's bring the rook up. Now let's bring the rook down.
Oh.
Only move, checkmate.
I forgot about that rook there. You're right.
So this is a scenario. If Wiersbe plays bishop H3.
You just had a game end, by the way.
Rook G1. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we had Matt Chess Play with a win over Eagle Vents. It's a 3-0 lead for Team JD. But this is a cool one, Paul, because if you get this to happen, bishop H3, rook G1, you can pre-move it out. You can pre-move takes here and here and let them all unfold. Okay, so this game we saw already that the two rooks and bishop were leading to a checkmate.
Yep.
Oh, and JD with a -15 advantage. So this has been all happening pretty quickly, but we saw the position around here.
Okay, let's see what happens.
So queen here wins a
Take.
piece. Oh, forces the queen trade. And I think here Priam tried to get really active, but this looks like it's...
Knight D7, yeah, there you go.
JD with the win.
Yeah.
Guys, 4-0. Team JD has been prepping. In their Discord channel, Team JD has been prepping, and it's paying off. We're seeing a 4-0 advantage for Team JD, and Team Birdsell had the 100-point average higher rating. So right now, I think it's on Wiersbe to break the shutout. Can he find bishop H3? I think he's going to find it, Paul. I think bishop H3 is going to be played, and Wiersbe can break the shutout. Because RCT fan, he's got such a good position in that knight versus bishop game. I think it's got to be a win for white.
All right.
So I'm predicting a 5-1 match here for Team JD. But there's enough pieces on the board here. If Wiersbe doesn't find bishop H3, maybe white has some chances. Material's even. I just don't see how black doesn't win this, though. Like, even if you don't find bishop h3. Oops, you got the passed pawn. The king's very safe.
Three, it's still bad, I think.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's -4 or something.
Yeah, it's something really bad.
So I don't think I have bios on any of the remaining players. I was just checking. Sideshow Bob, we already talked about his profile. There it is, -3. He played a5.
Wow. Oh, it seems so slow.
Players watching the stream, what did you think of bishop h3? Was that the win? I think it was. If you're watching the stream live, please click the like button too. We gotta get a few more likes. There's 10 viewers, 2 likes. Am I doing
And
good?
I'm 3 likes. I see 3 likes.
Oh, 3 likes. Are you 2 of the 3 likes? How many accounts are you watching this on?
Just 1.
Oh, okay. Okay, JD said it looked pretty crushing, but he thought maybe queen takes f7 there. King h8. Knight g6 check. Yeah, that's probably the critical line, JD. King runs a little bit, but there's always this mate threat. And the rook can sack for the knight if there's a knight check. Okay, now we see this happen again. I think it's the same scenario, guys. Queen a6 was played. Bishop h3, I think that's the win.
I think he's got to do it now or else it's not done. I mean, that queen's getting a little active. I mean, where's it going to go?
Right. It's one of those positions, though, where it's like you wait too long, that chance is going to be gone. You know, if white wins this safely, I guess I don't know how they shore up the attack, but if they win that pawn safely and have 2 passed pawns,
Yeah.
Preston J might be back in this.
Yeah, it's not for sure, but that's looking pretty decent.
All it takes is a queen trade, really. Queen trade,
Yeah.
white's safe.
Like queen d3.
Yeah, queen d3. Queen d3, bishop h3, we get the queen trade. I wonder if Presta J saw it. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Okay, someone did say in the chat, Cynical said, can white play knight f3?
Oh.
We did
Knight
not,
takes.
yeah, we did not look at that.
Oh.
Why didn't we look at that?
Okay, knight takes. Then what?
Good point. So if pawn takes, rook can get captured, hitting the queen. No, queen takes rook check. Okay, this is tricky. Knight f3, knight takes, pawn takes.
Hey, Matt. Is there a possibility of honestly running a team game where it's like literally like 2 people versus 2 people, 2 brains working?
Yeah, definitely.
What we have to do, like record it? Like have people record themselves?
Depends how you'd want to do it.
So I think that'd be a lot of fun. Like you and I always enjoy playing chess matches together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, would you want to hear both teams? Which is hard because they'll be talking at the same time.
No, I meant in terms of just to ensure there's no cheating going on.
Oh, yeah, I think you would do like each team would have their own call. You could do it on Discord. So like a team consultation match, right? You could have like 2 teams of 6. Like take these 2 current teams.
Oh, I was saying like if you have 8 players, it's 4 teams of 2.
Oh. Yeah, I think you could do it. That'd be fun.
I think so. I'd really enjoy it. I'd actually play in that.
Yeah, we should do that. Okay, we'll talk logistics after this. That sounds really fun.
All right.
What do you guys think in the chat of Paul's idea? Rated on a scale of 0 to 10.
0 being amazing and 10 being amazing.
Yeah. Team chess. Teams of 2. I'm seeing would be a lot of fun from Arga.
I'm not seeing anything. Why is mine not showing me?
Are you on live chat or top chat? Sometimes top chat will hide some.
No, I'm on live chat. There we go. I didn't know that was a difference. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what how it decides what shows up, but I think I actually learned that watching some of your streams. Like I didn't see some things that it looked like someone was replying to, and then I realized you could swap that. So what do we do here? Knight f3. Bishop takes g2 check. Yeah, brain and brain, like hand and brain chess. Both brains.
So bishop takes g2, king takes.
I want this guy down here.
Yeah, rook takes, but then rook block.
And then, oops, queen takes knight because the rook is pinned.
You're right.
This is not as strong as we thought it was, though. I don't know why I didn't even consider knight f3, but...
Well, that's why I thought the team game would be fun, because here you are as a master, and you didn't see the most obvious move, in my opinion.
Right. So, I mean, I got a piece of paper, but what does that really say? Okay, this is tricky, though. We got... it's minus 11, but what's the tactic? Oh, no. It's queen takes... Is it queen takes f3? No, it's not queen. It can't be queen takes f3, can it? Rook takes.
Oh my god.
Rook down. Rook block. Rook takes.
Oh,
queen takes.
no.
Bishop takes.
Yeah, so it's bishop versus bishop. It's even.
No, we're up 3 pawns, though.
What was that?
Oh, no, we're only up 1 pawn. Man, if that would have worked. That almost worked. Queen takes pawn. So what's the move here, Paul? Oh, rook c1.
So I looked at rook c1.
Still take.
Yeah, well, yeah, correct. It's still taking that. Then rook takes rook. Queen takes rook. Bishop takes.
Yeah, this is good. He's just playing it solid.
Oh, good job.
Because there's still bishop takes rook. If rook here, we can check. And the rook has to come back and block, and then we take.
In fact, we might take with queen to trade the rooks off.
Okay, Presta J's holding on, though. I mean, he's making Wiersbe work for this minus 14 advantage.
It's still a minus 14. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it was minus 9, I think, a move ago. Every single move I'm looking for queen sacks. I think I have a problem.
You do have an addiction problem.
As Paul knows, I love queen. Paul. Pay attention. Bishop, look at this. Bishop check. Rook has to take. Queen check. Rook has to block. Queen takes pawn check. Rook has to block. Rook down check. Nothing can block without getting captured. Captured mate. Well, that was the show, guys. Thanks for watching. Did that not work? That was so pretty. Did that not work?
Well, it's still 14. I mean, it seems like anything's winning here.
Yeah. But it's went from minus 15 to minus 5.
Oh, wow. Look at me staying on longer than I told you I would.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Like I said, there's charity events all over the world.
Let's go just look at this game quickly.
Oh my lord, this is congestion. Oh, he played f5.
Yeah, but the rooks are really locked up too for white.
What about B3?
F3?
B5, 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 sorry.
Pawn
Take.
takes.
Yeah. Knight. And what?
Maybe he could try rook down to the second.
Oh.
I don't know, though. It's kind of just a waiting game for black. I don't see any weaknesses on white's side. My feeling is white needs to try to force the win of a pawn here. But how to do it? Maybe you're right. Maybe we need king c4, b5, and that's going to be our break. Because if we go back to this position, so here, take, take. What we could do is put the knight back on d4 and then play a6. And if black has to take, we take c6 and we have our passed pawn.
Yeah.
But I also feel like maybe it makes sense to relocate at least one of the rooks, because both of these rooks are tied down and this rook is actually free to move. Okay, let's jump to the game. King d2 is played, so he's coming over to the king side. Sideshow Bob has been playing pretty quickly, though. I mean, he had time pressure a long ways back, and he's been playing under 30 seconds a lot of his moves. Oh, JD's saying the knight belongs on f4. So he wants rook h1, rook f to h4, and relocate. Very nice, JD. I like that a lot. So that would probably work best with the king on c3. Oh, but I guess it does give black rook check, and maybe he can come in quickly with the rooks, sacrificing this pawn. It's tough. It's one of those positions where it's like you want to make sure you don't overpress and give your opponent too much play. I do think that knight at f4 makes sense. I mean, maybe we just try to trade rooks on d and then play knight f4. Sorry, what were we going to say?
Matt, you're at 299 subscribers. You're about to hit 300.
Guys, if you're subscribed and you don't like the channel, click subscribe again. You can actually unsubscribe. We don't want to get too big. And if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. 300 subs, that's seriously, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I started out doing one video.
You got it. Hit refresh.
Yeah. Should I give a speech?
No.
Okay. So let's go back to the Weird's Foot game with Prestigier. Paul, Prestigier's right back in it. What happened?
What the heck happened?
The queen trade. Oh man, I wanted queen takes f3 so bad here. Okay, Prestigier, I give him a lot of credit. He made a mess of this. And one thing I've noticed, I feel like every time I watch Prestigier play, and when I play against him, he's really strong at endgames. I'm going to call it right now, Paul. I think Prestigier is going to take this 0.00, and in the next 10 moves, he's going to be plus 1.5. I think he's going to figure out how to push for an edge.
I don't think, and I'm not trying to disrespect Prestigier, but I don't think it's just Prestigier getting out of a bind. I think it was just mistakes on Wierzba's end. Because, I mean, to be plus 15, yeah.
That's true. I think more of it's on Wierzba for sure. And Prestigier did a good job at least making it so there were no obvious tactics.
Yeah. I mean, because the material was even. So I'm sure when Wierzba looks at this later and goes, oh my gosh, I had a 15-point advantage. What the heck did I miss? You know what I mean?
Right. This is one we're definitely going to have to look at after. It's got to be a queen sacrifice. Arga is saying in the chat, he is number 300. Subscriber number 300. Thank you very much. And Mateo is saying, stay underground. Once you're at 10K, he'll call us a sellout. Call me a sellout. That's fair.
You're at 301 now.
Oh, yeah. 10K. I mean, I can't even imagine 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Guys, I'm being polite because Matt and I are friends.
So here's what Paul will say to me, guys. I will say, Paul, I hit 300 subscribers. Paul's typical reply would be what? Today?
Today or total?
I love it. Okay, Weersma just grabbed a pawn. I missed it. So rook check, king. Oh, king probably had to go to e4 there. All right, I just jinxed Presta J. I just talked up his endgames. The a pawn dropped. And now it looks like he's trying to hold on for the draw. If rook takes rook, king takes. Opposite colored bishops up one pawn gives white really good drawing chances. And actually this pawn would probably get captured. So I think this one may be headed for a draw. But Weersma, you got to get one win on the scoreboard for Team Birdcell. Arga says that growth of subscribers can be exponential. Okay, here we had an exchange sack. So Sideshow Bob was down 2 points. Wow, very nice. Bob found a really nice tactic, Paul. So we were right around this point. He stacks the rooks on the d-file. f3 was played, which is a logical plan. But then Sideshow Bob finds the strongest move here. Rook takes knight. Freeing the position. And now this bishop is starting to come to life. As soon as that pawn moves, the bishop is back in the game. So let's jump to the game position. We're back close to even. This could be either side's game here. I mean, Sideshow Bob has legitimate winning chances. Try to march the king up. I do feel like, so when you're in this scenario, here's a little tip for you guys. When you're in the scenario when it's a rook against 2 rooks, on average, it's better if you're the side with 1 rook to not trade rooks. And the reason for that is because these rooks work on similar ranks and files. So it's sort of like superfluous knights. In a way, they're superfluous rooks. If you have 1 rook against none, that rook can roam around the board freely and you can't easily defend everything. But if you have 1 rook against 2, you have more chances. So even though the eval just dropped there, I like the practical decision.
Rook D1, Rook D1, Rook D1.
I do have rook takes c5.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did it.
But then rook here, this king is kind of trapped. I mean, there's rook here ideas. Hitting the bishop's almost trapped too.
What about rook? Yeah, I like rook D7 right there.
Me too. Oh, he doesn't play it. Sideshow Bob with the advantage. He's got 3 passed pawns. Okay, earlier on I kind of counted out Sideshow Bob for winning chances, but he's got 3 pawns now. 3 passed pawns, I mean. I don't know if I would give that one up for free, but I see the idea. Rook check.
Oh boy.
JD Cannon starts another game. Still following him. So what is going to happen here? This pawn feels stuck.
I think that king's getting a little that white king's getting a little stuck.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, it still feels easier to play for black in a way. I think the rooks just, for white, don't feel like they're doing anything.
What about rook D7 here?
Yeah, I agree with you. Get active.
From behind, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, get the rooks behind, try to attack these pawns, check the king. Definitely need activity. Let's glance back at this other game, Presta J. So Wiersbe is just milking this real slight advantage. In terms of the material count, we're even. But this passed pawn is pretty strong. Like there's always going to be threats of maybe trading rooks and then the pawn's close to queening. This makes sense. Centralize the king. Well, either centralize or at least, you know, get in front of this passed pawn.
It's actually looking good for black.
Yeah, I like black again. I think it's more likely that black wins this than a draw now. Like, how do you defend f3? He's not even taking it right away. So if Wiersbe can go up 2 pawns, I think it's a win. If he goes up 1 pawn, I think it's bordering between win and draw. But if you win both of these, you're in really good shape with these passers both running. What is happening here? Sideshow Bob is almost mating RCT fan with a rook and bishop only. JD said he was trying to get bonus points for his team starting a new game. That's really just running up the scoreboard, JD. Oh, Jesse's in the chat. Jesse, we got a 4-0 advantage for Team JD.
What about rook d2 here?
Rook d2 check.
No, rook d2 for white. Whose move is it? It's white's move.
I'm still learning my coordinates. Rook d2.
Rook c1 check, king f2. Oh, then rook f1 check, king there.
There's Perpet there.
Oh boy.
Take here, it's got to be, right?
You think so? Or is there some sort of check?
Check here. I mean, I don't see any way to, like, win a rook. My feeling is it's this, because this bishop can come...
No, rook e2 check.
And then king here.
Oh, yeah.
Did the eval bar? Oh, it stayed about the same. Okay. Look at that rook and bishop. So it's kind of like I was saying, these rooks, they can work well together, but they can also just get in the way of each other. I mean, this bishop is showing to be a really strong piece, helping the rook attack. And now we're looking at all these pawns coming for black. Jesse said any caros today. We had multiple caro cons, Jesse. JD Cannon won with the caro. Moratovsky won with the caro. We had 2 Scandinavians. We had 1 King's Pawn opening and 1 Trompowsky. So caro was 2-0 today. So pretty much if there's a ChessGoals course on an opening and you have the course, there's a good chance you're going to win. Correlation and causation, Paul. Okay, -8. There must be a checkmate. I think I see something. What would you play here for black? Oh, you missed it.
Is it rook g1? No.
Switch the move warrior. I think you got the idea. Set up a threat for rook g1. How can you prepare that?
Oh, fudge. e3?
Yeah. These are all guarded. Rook g1 mate is coming. I think that was a win. Because if check again, I can kind of just run the king away. Well, okay, I got to be careful if rook takes e3. But I'm pretty sure we can dodge the checks. Maybe I go this way. Yeah, that's what I do. Or, I mean... Okay, I don't know, Paul. I feel like that is the move, but you have to figure out what to do with the king. Okay, this has to be winning for black still. We got 3 passed pawns. All very solid. Mateo's saying, why not king f5? I'm not sure which point, Mateo. All right, let's go back. What's that?
What we should do? You and I should challenge 2 ChessGoals users to a match, a long match. Just you and I versus those 2.
Okay, who do we?
We'll use it as a learning session for me, so I can go through stuff, and then it'll be fun for them. They can work together to try to beat us.
I like the idea. And I actually have 2 members in mind.
Who?
We should do the match with the 2 patrons, JD and Birdsell.
Great. Let's do it.
If you guys are watching, you up for the match, JD and Birdsell? 2v2? And we can stream our thoughts. That'd be really fun. Then we could make that like a series, right? We could have like teams of 2v2. It's kind of a learning thing.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. JD goes, what did I just sign up for? JD's probably still playing his Blitz game. JD, Paul is saying we should do a 2v2 match where Paul and I work together on one team, talking about our thoughts. And then we were trying to think, well, who should we face? And I said, well, how about the 2 patrons, JD and Birdsell? You guys would be a team against Paul and I. Okay, 41 seconds. I feel like this game has to be ending soon. The problem is there's not much of an advantage for black. So they're going to be playing off the increment for a while.
Oh boy.
This one's more interesting. Sideshow Bob playing for the win. Okay, what's the threat here for black?
E3.
Yeah, E3 check. Puts these pawns on dark squares. We got the bishop on light squares. E3 is close to GG. Rook C2 check coming.
Yep.
This pawn moves up. Sideshow Bob is going to break the shutout with the time pressure. Thanks for watching, Jesse. We'll see you later. Mateo's saying looks like a mating pattern. I agree.
Oh boy.
Mate in 18. Okay, who sees it? Could do Hikaru. Just draw a bunch of arrows. Like, oh, check, check, check. Wait. Was it just mate in 18 and he made a mate in 13?
I guess. It probably wasn't going deep enough.
Hacks. How? He's stronger than Stockfish. My Stockfish says depth 56, Paul.
Oh, wow.
And he found a faster mate. Maybe the bar just didn't update. I'm seeing depth 60 now. Bob's a magician is confirmed. Yeah, I agree. Okay, I was actually thinking about this joke pre-match, guys. Sideshow Bob is now the main show. This game is to break the shutout.
Oh boy, that was a bad idea.
Math is hard for Stockfish. Yeah, it is. F3, mate in 10. Rook C1 check.
Yeah.
I think the only way to actually stop this is to sack your rook for something. And it's probably going to be the bishop. Because look at this. If king here, it's mate in 2. If king here, mate in 1. This is almost over. Sideshow Bob, what a comeback. That rook takes d4 idea was really strong. The rook for the knight. Because this was the game where his position was so locked up. Way back here. But he found that sacrifice for the knight. Right at this point. Rook takes d4. Crashing through. Start pushing these pawns. Won a couple pawns. Now we're seeing mate in 11. Very nice. Man, this one's still looking drawish. Those opposite colored bishops. Weir's up 1 pawn, but this bishop can just park itself on the dark squares. So here we have mate in 11. Rook just sacked for bishop. Mate in 12. Yeah, I think we can pretty much call this one. I don't think Sideshow Bob is going to mess this up. King D1 played. What's the cleanest finish in your opinion? King D1 was just played.
E2.
King here.
Rook C2 check.
Oh yeah, you can just deflect me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really smooth. And it's all checks. So E2 check, that should be game. Man, this one could drag on a while, Paul.
What's wrong with bishop? Why didn't they do bishop D4? What did I miss?
And push the pawn. Oh, there we go. Draw offer. But it's the side down a pawn offering a draw. Wiersbe. I don't know if I would take it or not. It depends if you have any plans for the rest of the day. I mean, 30 seconds a move. This could go like another 50 moves.
Well, isn't that the limit?
But if one pawn push happens or one capture, it resets. Could go another 500 moves. Sideshow Bob still has the... Oh man, he's slow playing it, Paul. He's pushing the C-pawn down the board. RCT fan. Don't let him get 3 queens.
Okay, here you go. It's E2. Come on, just do it.
E2 check. Put your E2 checks in the chat.
Text them, please, and tell them.
Put your E2 checks in the chat.
I'm kidding.
Let's encourage him to play E2 check, guys.
Let's telepathically tell him. Ready?
Yeah, E2 check, E2 check, E2 check.
Come on. He's going to do F2.
You know what's funny? My dog was like wide awake and alert, but after C5 was played, look at him.
Oh, buddy. Empty boy.
Got the headphones in.
Is there a move? Is JD asking, is there a move that doesn't win? Is that the question?
That's what he's wondering. Good question. So rook C1 check. King takes C1. Can we still win? I think that might lose.
Yeah, because then you go E2. Okay. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Telepathy worked.
Yeah. I was the only one that put it in the chat, but it did work. E2 check. So I think king here, this check is kind of cool too, but they both work really well. There's just nothing you can do. You go back there, you get checked again, queen happens. Yep, this one's over. The draw.
If he does E1, king E1, it's rook C1 check.
No,
oh, there we go.
Queen next. I mean, there's a chance you messed this up. Oh, still guarded. I thought for a second rook takes F6, F3 could happen. Still defended. Whew. I'm asking JD if there's anything he wants me to relay as the team captain. I feel like Sideshow Bob is just being very careful with this one. Like he doesn't want to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I would probably resign this game. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, at 14-1500, do you feel like there's still enough chances that they could mess up?
I thought that was the move he was going to play. So then I thought Rook C2 again.
Yeah, Rook C2.
But then what?
Where does the king go? King up here?
They're free to resign.
Yeah, JD says, tell my teammates they can resign. They're free to go home. Take the afternoon off. Enjoy the victory. Okay, so here's a question, guys. If we were to do a team match again like this, do you want me to try to keep the teams the same, or would you rather just have a fresh ordering of the teams?
Oh, yeah, I agree. 15-10 for sure.
Where are you saying that?
What you guys asked. You just asked me. You just said, would you want to do 30 plus 30 or 15-10? I said 15-10 for sure.
Oh, do a team match of 15-10. Got it.
These 30 plus 30s are pretty long.
Yeah, Paul likes faster games. Even though your specialty, Paul, is slow games. That's the funny thing.
I play so well in slow games.
You're really good at slow games.
I play well above my rating in slow games.
Yeah. I mean, I would say maybe it makes sense to have the increment be shorter. I like the 30-minute. Maybe it should be like 30 plus 10 or 40 plus 10. But then again, it is nice for end games to have that plus 30.
You don't need plus 30 for end games, though.
Okay, mate in 14. Sideshow Bob. I'm predicting C4. He's been pushing the C pawn lately. Okay, Arga says keep the slow games. I appreciate that, Arga. JD says a 15-10 Swiss would be fun. So how long would a 15-10, how long does a 15-10 game take, Paul? 40 minutes?
30. No, probably 20 to 30. Just obviously depends, but 20 to 30.
So maybe like a 3-game 15-10. 15-10 and put them in groups of 4.
But FYI, if it was the team partner thing where 2 people play 2 people, I think the longer time control is awesome.
The 30-30?
Yeah.
So what do you
really deep and talk?
I agree. I think you got to have the increment for that for sure.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should have 2 people play. We should play Michael in chess. Remember from Cuba?
Yeah, he's FIDE master, I think, right?
Yeah, we never beat him, did we?
No, but we had a couple of good ones.
Yeah, we never beat him though. That was the funny part.
Yeah, what we should do, right, either have 2 people against a really strong player, or maybe a small group of like even 3 or 4 conversing and working together.
All right, so this is what he's doing. He's just converting with E1 to queen. There you go. Take, and then start pushing that pawn. GG.
No under promotion.
It would have been a harder move, a hardo move. He'd done rook.
Yeah, for sure.
Get the draw.
Well, it was like in that simul game where I tried to mate with a bishop and knight, but then there was like a split second where I'm like, do I really know how to do this confidently? Like if he plays the wrong line. All right, we got it. RCT fan. Wait, who won? Sideshow Bob won. RCT fan lost. First win for Team Birdsell. Congrats, Sideshow Bob. That was a really nice exchange sacrifice. Very impressive. Oh, we have a huge advantage here for Wiersbe. So he declined the draw. Now he's minus 10. What happened? So right here we were at minus 0.8. King b5. King a6 was the blunder. Wow, so this d pawn is just coming way too fast. Look at that. King and pawn working together. Presta J's in big trouble now. Mate and 11. I think this one's close to over, Paul. King e2. Okay, so a little bit of a comeback from Team Birdsell. Wiersbe wins this one. It's a 4-2 match in the end. Matteo is like... I think any Matteo is like the social media manager. Matteo, do you manage any YouTube channels? He's always got these titles for me, Paul. 1500 under promotes to rook with only 5 minutes on the clock. No clickbait. There's the trash talk from JD. 4-2 still crushing win.
I would have done queen b3 check there. Oh, it's over. Queen d4 check.
Yep.
Rook blocks.
There's so many ways to win this now.
Yeah, you're right.
This was a good match. I mean, at first it looked like Team JD could have been 5-1 or even 5.5 to half.
Bishop d5.
Where's the mate in 2? Queen check looks pretty good, but it's not a mate in 2.
Queen d2.
Oh, yeah. There it is. No, king here.
Yeah, but still, it's over.
So here, check, mate. Got the scoreboard ready. There it is. Wiersbe with the win. All right. So we had a 4-2 match. Victory for Team JD. This was a lot of fun. A lot of the viewers ended up being the players once their game's finished. And Paul, thanks for doing commentary. This was over 2 hours of work for you. So keep on a lookout for your, what do you call it, W9?
W2. Yeah, youtube.com/everythingmoney. We just put out a new video at 1 o'clock. It's already got over 2,000 views, of course.
Yeah, so seriously, guys, can you put it in the chat, Paul?
Oh, I don't need to harass people about that. Just Everything Money, you check it out. I'm not much of a self-promoter of that stuff. You check it out, great. If you want to learn about investing, if you want to get a better life, do that. Don't be a regular chess player and not have a good life. Be a Matt and Paul chess player.
Yeah, it's a good channel, guys. Everything Money.
I'll look at you posting it there anyhow.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for playing. This was awesome, and we will see you next time, and we'll, I'm sure, talk in the Discord about future events coming up.
Bob just wrote, phew. Yeah, you pulled that one off, Bob.
Bob, very nice game. You didn't crumble under time pressure. That was awesome.
All right, let's talk sometime today about the team play.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to end the
All
stream
right.
now. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye.